Welcome to Luxary Auto 1, the channel where stories come alive and the unexpected becomes unforgettable. Today's story takes you behind the scenes of one of the most shocking moments ever captured on live television. A fiery clash between Prince Harry and Howard Stern on The View in 2025 that ended with the prince walking off set in front of millions. No scripts. No apologies. Just raw, unfiltered truth. Let's dive in. It was supposed to be just another segment. Just another morning. Just another celebrity guest sharing thoughts about their latest charity or book. But on this particular episode of The View, the producers wanted something different. They wanted sparks. And what better way to get sparks than inviting two of the most polarizing figures in media and royalty together on the same couch: Prince Harry and Howard Stern. On the surface, the idea seemed brilliant. Prince Harry, new 5 years removed from his official royal duties, but carved out a niche as a speaker, advocate, and documentarian. Howard Stern, still known for his unapologetically brash style, had recently joined The View as a special rotating co-host. No one expected harmony. But no one expected fire, either. The atmosphere in the studio that morning was electric. Even the crew could sense that something was off. Harry arrived early, calm and polite, as always. He greeted the co-hosts, joked with the producers, and took his seat with practiced poise. Stern, on the other hand, entered like a star, sunglasses on, coffee in hand, energy sharp as a razor. From the moment he sat down, he didn't look at Harry. Not once. The tension wasn't spoken. It was felt. The segment began innocently enough. Joy Behar asked Harry about his latest documentary, which focused on veterans' mental health. Harry answered passionately, discussing how veterans are often left behind after their service and how his time in the military gave him a deep respect for them. The audience responded with light applause. But then, without missing a beat, Howard cut in. "Oh please," Stern said, leaning back in his chair, "you're a prince. What do you even know about real struggle?" You could hear a pin drop. Harry's expression shifted just slightly, his jaw tightening. He responded calmly, "I've served. I've seen war firsthand. I buried friends. I don't claim to know every struggle, but I know my truth." Stern chuckled. "Your truth? Mate, your truth is Netflix deals and book advances. Come on. Let's not pretend you're some working-class hero." Joy tried to pivot, laughing awkwardly and moving on to a lighter question about fatherhood. But the damage was already done. Harry didn't answer. He just stared at Stern. "You know," Harry said quietly, "it's easy to sit in judgment when you've never had your family, your life, and your trauma dissected by tabloids your entire existence." Stern leaned forward. "I've been in radio for 40 years, kid. I've had people come after me, too. Difference is, I didn't run to California and cry about it. That was it." Harry's lips pressed into a thin line. He stood up slowly. The audience gasped. Co-host Sunny Hostin looked over in confusion. Even Sarah Haynes seemed unsure of what was happening. "You can mock me, fine," Harry said, now standing fully. "But don't mock the people I've served with. Don't mock what I've lost." Stern shrugged. "Then maybe don't sell your story to the highest bidder." And then Harry walked. No warning. No pause. He turned and walked off the set. The camera followed him briefly before cutting back to a stunned table. Chaos unfolded behind the scenes. Producers scrambled. The director yelled in the booth. Someone from ABC's PR team ran down the hallway. Back on set, the remaining co-hosts tried to recover. Joy stammered something about commercial breaks. Stern leaned back, arms crossed, unapologetic. "Guess I touched a nerve," he muttered into his microphone. By the next morning, the internet was ablaze. Clips of the walk-off dominated TikTok, Instagram Reels, and YouTube Shorts. Hashtags like #PrinceHarryWalkOff and #SternsRoyal trended globally. Fans of Harry defended his honor, pointing to his mental health advocacy in military service. Stern's supporters argued he was just doing what he always does, telling uncomfortable truths. But the real story was deeper. According to an insider from the show, tensions between Stern and Harry had begun long before the cameras rolled. Apparently, Stern had made remarks during the morning meeting about royals playing victim and people cashing in on trauma. Harry, having overheard the comments, had reportedly requested not to be seated next to Stern, but the producers insisted. Some critics began to question the show itself. Was the entire thing a setup? Did the producers intentionally orchestrate the clash for ratings? The View's ratings had dipped in recent years. Bringing in Stern, a polarizing figure, had already raised eyebrows. Had they gone too far? In the days that followed, both Harry and Stern made statements separately. Of course, Prince Harry, in a video posted to his foundation's page, addressed the incident. He didn't mention Stern by name, but he said, "I've spent years trying to use my platform to uplift voices that don't get heard. When that effort is mocked or dismissed, especially regarding veterans or mental health, I can't sit quietly. I won't." Howard Stern, on his Sirius show, laughed off the incident. He stormed off. Big deal. Maybe next time don't come on a show if you don't want tough questions. The fallout didn't stop there. Sponsors of The View began issuing statements. One major sponsor reportedly threatened to pull ads unless an apology was issued. A